I am so excited to do this video. As you can tell from the title, I want to talk about the 26 books that I want to read in 2026. This is my third year doing this video. It's just fun. It's a fun little tag, you know, 24 books for 2024, 25 for 25. Well, here's 26 for 26. I think it's also fun to look back on at the end of the year to see how many of these I actually read. And this year I am determined to read all of these, which won't be hard because they are all such highly anticipated reads for me. I just did the short form version of this over on my book talk, as well as I believe shorts here. That will probably come out after to help promote this video. To fit 26 books under 3 minutes, I only had 6.9 seconds to talk about each book, but I spent 30 seconds introducing the video, so I really could only had a second or two to mention each of these. So I'm excited to just chat and dive deeper and really talk about these books. I love long form booktube videos like this. They're so comforting and it's just so, like, I don't know, indulging. I just get so much more out of it. So hopefully you enjoy a little bit more conversation with these stories. And then I also do want to mention, picking out these books, I only let myself choose one book per author. So I'm not going to have like 3 or 4 books from the same author on here. Otherwise they would just all be my favorite authors and all the books that I haven't read yet. So underneath my favorite authors here, just know if there's other books by them that I haven't read yet, I also want to read those, but these are like either the most anticipated one by them, the one that I plan to read next, or whatever reason. If you're new, I post a ton of book content here, so please subscribe. I also am very active over on Book Talk and Bookstagram and Goodreads as well. So if you prefer short content or a mix of whatever, there's a lot of variety here, but the BookTube fam is like my favorite. I love BookTube videos. I feel like it's the most underrated book community and people see it as like a dying space. It's not. I mean, maybe it is, but I'm still here and I love it. I think I'll just make a little storefront of all these books as well, so I'll leave a link, easy to shop, all these books mentioned down below. If any catches your interest, feel free to check it out. But we have a lot of books to chat about, so let's get right on into these. Starting with one of my favorite authors, you will not be surprised that book number 1 on this list is none other than Rebecca Searle's new release, Once and Again. This is an advanced copy of it. It comes out March 10th. I am so excited for Once and Again. I think the cover is beautiful. Her books just like, there's something in them that just hits me in the heart, in the soul. I love them all so much. I'm not reading the back of this book at all. I love going into them blindly, but this one will be read immediately. I'm not doing a January TBR quite yet because I'm still getting back into the flow of reading since the last couple of months. If you know what's been going on, I'm just going easy on myself. If I did have a TBR list for this month, Once and Again would be on it. Another favorite author of mine, even though I've only read one of her books so far, but it was a 5-star amazing read, is Emily Austen's We Could Be Rats. This is the next book by Emily Austen that I want to read. However, Is This a Cry for Help is also on my TBR, as well as interesting facts about space. So I'll probably read a handful of her work this year, but We Could Be Rats is calling my name. Her books are so fun, so I'm very excited for that one. The Divorcees by Rowan Baird. First, obsessed with the cover, so fun. I want to be her this summer in my pool. Do not be surprised if I try to recreate the cover when I'm reading this book at my pool this summer. She even has a little pink bikini like I do. It's gonna be so fun. Dang, it's so funny because when I got this book last summer, I was like, I want to be this book, but not the divorcee part. But now next summer, I low-key feel like I am, so it's even more fitting. This will be read in the summertime for sure. I'm already looking forward to it. And then I recently got Sirens and Muses for Christmas from my parents, and this is another stunning cover, beautiful book that I want to read so badly. It was named the best book of the year by Glamour, Pop Sugar, and Debeautiful. I have a feeling based on my taste, I'm really going to love this book. If you've read this, please let me know. I also do have another fan favorite here. So many people rave about this book, so I feel very called to read it. It is none other than The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is a paperback version. The paperback just came out. It's so fun because the pink dripping up here is still raised, so you can like feel it. Yeah, there's something about a good thick paperback book in the summertime that like I am looking forward to. Oh, there's a map of the, I want to read this like right now. All I know about this book is a teenager vanishes from summer camp. I don't want to know more. Going into books blindly is the best way to read in my opinion, and it just makes the experience that much more interesting because so much of the plot I feel like is spoiled on the back. Even if it's in like the first couple of chapters, it's still a chapter I haven't read yet. I don't like to know much. This is a book I've wanted to read every single fall. Well, at least the last 2 of them, I believe, is when this has been on my TBR, and it never happened. I was so determined to read it this last autumn, fall season, before I could no longer read books for a long time. I like don't even want to mention what happened anymore because it's not worth my energy. It's not even worth the words. There's no need for me to even say it. I'm very disappointed I didn't get to it, and I'm starting to think I don't even have to make this a seasonal read. I just need to read it. It is A Haunting on a Hill. Not only does this feel like The Shining and Haunting of Hill House, it's a sapphic couple, Holly and her girlfriend. They rent a house on a hill so she can write her novel, I believe, or she can write her play, and it's spooky and it's scary. One of the blurbs on the back says, "This book gave me the best kind of nightmares." It was also rated as one of the year's best books by The New Yorker, Harper's Bazaar, and Washington Post. I want to read it so badly. I also feel like, and maybe there's like a genre of this that I just haven't discovered yet, but I struggle to find like queer sapphic representation in horror specifically, and thrillers. Most of the thrillers I read have that perfect happy hetero family narrative, but We Used to Live Here, I think, is a good example of breaking this narrative, and hopefully A Haunting on the Hill as well. But if you have any others that kind of expand and have good representation that you'd recommend, please let me know, because the thriller and horror genre is the hardest one for me to find the representation. I just haven't cracked the code yet, but I know I'm sure they're out there. I'm not aware of it yet, so please give me some recs down below for that. Another one that I think I'm going to read soon, I'm not doing a January TBR list. If I were to do a monthly TBR right now, this would be on it, but I'm thinking February for sure. The Frozen River. I have heard amazing things about this book. I have been seeing it on socials so much right now. I feel like it's a sign that it is my time to read this. The plot just sounds so intriguing. I know it involves midwives and takes place in the 1800s. I feel like I already spoiled something on the back for me, so I can't read it, but I was listening to a book podcast recently and they were raving about this book and they mentioned some details about it, and it just sounds like something I want to read. I feel like I would really enjoy that book. Wayward, another highly anticipated read for me this year, and one that I wish I got to this fall. I've heard amazing things about it, so I really do want to read this. It involves witches. Of course I'm going to love it. I feel like this next book, people either love it or they hate it, so I'm not sure which way I'm going to sway here, but Hidden Pictures, I'm terrified. I don't know which side I'm going to be on, if I'm going to love this book or if I'm going to hate it, but whenever I see a book where my book mutuals or book people that I follow have such strong opinions about either loving it or saying it was one of the worst reads of the year, it makes me really want to read it to see which side I agree with. So that will be read for sure. The Midnight Library is one I feel like I would rate 5 stars, and I've been wanting to read this for years, but especially with my life the last couple of months, I feel like this might be a really good book to read. From what I know about it, it's just someone that can go into books and see all different ways that their life could have turned out. I'm sure I'm paraphrasing it incorrectly because I haven't read it yet, but I think based on my journey right now, I might get a lot out of this. So this is one that I want to put on like my winter TBR right now as a highly need to read book immediately. And speaking of midnight, Dutton recently sent over Into the Midnight Wood, and it looks so cute and so cozy. It is described as a whimsical queer romance about 2 mismatched roommates, and I guess there's danger nearby in an enchanted wood. So a little bit of magical realism might be at play. Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I read The Honey Witch this fall, as you may remember, and I loved it. 5 stars. And the author of The Honey Witch is the author that has the blurb at the bottom. This will be on the fall TBR for sure. And that's the thing with this list, is it's so fun to be able to like plan it out seasonally. Like I have a couple of fall reads and summer reads and reads I want to read right now. Even though I'm not reading all of these immediately, they will all be books that I want to read this year. The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This was on the TBR last year. I did not get to it. I want to get to it for sure this year because I also recently received The Enchanted Greenhouse, and I believe that's the sequel, but if not, it's by the same author, and I like to read books in chronological like publication order if I can by certain authors, and I just know I'm gonna love it. Girl Dinner, another highly anticipated read by Olivia Blake that I want to read so badly. It's described as a darkly fun novel about power, lust, and eating your fill from the New York Times. But okay, one of the blurbs says, as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as an artist, I felt the story in my bones. I have Lisa Jewell's latest release, Don't Let Him In. I love Lisa Jewell, so this book will be read immediately. This is one that is on my imaginary January TBR as well. I don't know, I just didn't feel like I was ready to make a monthly TBR, but I have some in my head where I'm like, I'm gonna read that soon. And then just know, I also do have Lisa Jewell's arc for this upcoming June. It Could Have Been Her, and that is also like a book I want to read this year for sure. But like I said, one book per author in this list, but her upcoming book would also be on this list as well. But I also know like I'm going to read this one first before her new arc. I can't wait. Another author with so many books that I want to read, but definitely starting with this one, is Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale. There are so many reasons that I want to read this Kristen Hanna book next. People have said it reads great in the winter time, so it feels like a winter read to me. I know the movie is being filmed or has been filmed, so with the adaptation coming in soon, I do want to make sure I read the book. It's just one of her most notorious, well done, well read, highly reviewed books. I've read a lot on her backlist that not many people talk about that have kind of been like mid for me, but because this one is so loved and so many people rave about it, it's got to be the next one I read. But just know there are so many other Kristen Hanna books that I want to read as well. The Nightingale though should be the next one. I recently purchased Into the Magic Shop. This is a neurosurgeon's quest to discover the mysteries of the brain and the secrets of the heart. I talk about this in my December book haul video, and I mentioned how the first sentence hooked me at Barnes & Noble. I could not put this down. After I read the first sentence, I was like, well, I gotta buy it now. I'm also deep in my Grey's Anatomy lore right now. Like, I'm on season 17. I'm watching the whole show for the first time. I'm addicted. I'm in love. I cannot stop. It is the best thing to happen to me these last couple of months, and it's been the greatest coping mechanism. It's so cool because I've hit a point where I was like, wow, can you believe the you that started season 1 to season 17? Like, I knew starting it would help because I would be so different from who I was when I started to now. I could go on a whole, like, I want to write like a whole essay on that. Neurosurgeon, brain, this book. The writing, if you ever come across this book, read the first sentence and you tell me if you could put this back after that, because I had never bought a book faster. I also recently bought Journey of Souls, and this is one that I want to read immediately, so it will for sure be read on this list. This is Case Studies of Life Between Lives by Michael Newton. One of my friends works for this publisher, so I was talking to her about it, and she said it is one of their best sellers, so you know it's going to be good. And I definitely believe in stuff like this, and I love reading case studies of people that remember past lives and between lives and afterlives and all of that. It's just so interesting to me, and nobody can tell me that they're wrong because we don't know. Like, nobody knows. So it's fun to learn about because no one can prove that they're right or wrong, you know? Like, well, I'll find out someday. This includes 29 cases. Cannot wait to read them. I wish I read this book last year, but again, I feel like books find you when they're meant to find you, and it just wasn't my time. But maybe 2026 will be my time. Blue Sisters. This is a literary fiction work between 4 sisters. Well, I believe 3 because something happens, but I don't even want to share that because, again, I want to go into this as blindly as I can. I got a signed copy for Christmas last year, so this is very special to me. I think I'm about to read the next book because I just finished Our Infinite Fates and absolutely loved it, like 5 stars. And I know that book gets compared a lot to this book, and the author of this book has a blurb on Our Infinite Fates. So whenever I finish a book that I loved, I always look for similar books that have the same vibe to hopefully love and devour as well. You may know where I'm going with this. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This needs to be read immediately. If I loved Our Infinite Fates, I'm gonna love this one, right? This will hopefully be read January or February. It is on the anticipated winter TBR for me. And is anyone surprised? Atmosphere, this will be read for sure. It's giving summer. I think it's because it came out last summer. I feel like I'm going to read this closer to spring, summertime. I know it's amazing. I know it's great. I know I'm going to sob. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is such a life-changing book for me that I think about all the time. And yes, it was incredibly hyped and talked about. I don't think it's talked about enough still. Like, help, I'm still at the restaurant. I need the movie. I don't know what's going on and why it hasn't been made yet. Like, are we even getting the movie? I need the movie so badly. Atmosphere though, it's gonna be good. I cannot wait. I just received this book from the publisher today in an unboxing, and it immediately went up to this TBR. The atmospheric vibes that it gives, I feel like is going to hit so good this summer. It is May Cobb's newest release, All the Little Houses. This is by the same author as The Hunting Wife, but this one takes place in Texas in the 1980s, and it's all about the secrets in a little small town in all these little houses with mean girls and trad wives, and I feel like it's gonna be really fun. I received an ARC of The Caretaker. This is from the same author as We Used to Live Here. Did I enjoy We Used to Live Here? I mean, I say no because the ending left me so confused, but it was definitely a fun, chilling, confusing roller coaster of a read. So I'm intrigued to see what this one is. Do we get answers to We Used to Live Here in here? I hope so, because the dashes are still here. Holy crap. Another ARC, Japanese Gothic. This is a horror book that also includes Japanese mythology, so I'm so intrigued by it. Be on the lookout for this. It's on sale April 21st. I'll probably read it around release day so I can help hype it up. It's dual timeline between modern day 2026 and 1877. I'm scared. I'm scared just from looking at the back and seeing one of the few words that pops out at me. Interwoven between two people living centuries apart. Stop it. I'm so scared, but I'm excited. This next one I want to read in May. The May House by Jillian Cantor. This comes out May 12th, but it gives me some, I don't know because I haven't read either one, but it gives me similar vibes to Blue Sisters because it's about 3 adult sisters that meet up at their grandmother's summer house every single summer, except this year, one of the sisters does not show up and they don't know where she is. I also love the cover so much. I think it's beautiful. It's giving me all of the warm summer vibes, so it's going to make such a great May read. And then Habits of the Sea. I think this will be such a fun summer thriller that takes place like out at sea. The cover is beautiful, and this one comes out July 7th. I wanted to be sure to include a memoir since I read a memoir a month, and this is the memoir that without a doubt I know will be read this year. Jeremy Renner, My Next Breath. If you know his story and everything that happened, I'm very intrigued by this. Do I peek at the pictures? Oh, I did. There's photos involved in this. My favorite part about memoirs is the photo section. I saw some about what happened, but I think this is going to be hard to read, but very good. There you have it. Those are the 26 books that I want to read in 2026. I am so curious to hear your thoughts on these. If you have any of these on your TBR, if you've read any of these, which ones do you recommend? Last year I read 90 books and my goal for this year is actually 100 because I came so close last year and I had like a 3-month period where I wasn't reading, so I know I could have hit 100. So the goal this year is 100. And 26 out of 100 is not a lot. So I know I can do this. So curious to hear your thoughts on these and what books you also have on your list. But thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out all of the links to my other socials and these books and more down below. I'll see you here soon with a new video.